Hey guys, Subotai here, back again with another action figure review, and today we take a look at the Conan the Barbarian Ultimates Master Yama, whose full name escapes me, so I'll have that correct in the title of the video. Apologize in advance if that is an inconvenience for you, but this of course is brought to us by the fine folks over at Super7, and was one of my Christmas presents this past year from Mr. Brighton, aka the old man, aka my dad. So shout out to him for this, because, well, those of you who've been around for a while know that he lent me the Raxor and Thorgrim figures to review way back in the first wave of Conan the Barbarian Ultimates, and boy oh boy, how far we have come in this line. On top of the fact that the likenesses are a little better, the quality is a little better, quote unquote, we're getting more characters. Finally, it's about time we are taking a look at one of these that's not a variant of Conan or Thulsa, which I have no problem with that, but that's all we've gotten. We still need some more bad guys, some more good guys, probably. I know there's a female character out there too. So, with that being said, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we cut right to the chase and get to the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Master Yama has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with alternate hands. He's got one fist. What kind of samurai warrior only comes with one fist? And then he's got this hand, which I can only assume is for this big arse bow here. So I feel like it's the only hand that can hold it. But whatever, comes with that. And he comes with this big arse bow, which I am not a fan of bows of any kind with any figure line. Nothing has sold me on the bow yet. Absolutely freaking nothing. They're just a pain in the arse to do anything with. And of course, when you got a bow, you gotta have an arrow. And not for nothing, this bow is a little better than some because the arrow does have a place to go. It clips right into there. So if you can pose him, pulling the string back and all that good stuff, there you go, I guess. That said, you could really shoot this. So I'm not going to push that, because it will fire across the room and I'll never see it again. And again, it is going in a box. So will I ever see it again? Unlikely. That said, he does also come with a pair of open hands. I'm guessing these are more arrow style hands. That's why the finger's like that, but I'm not sure. Very open hands, not to be confused with this open hand. It is actually different. I thought I got bamboozled, just like I did with the Hyacinth Hippo from the Disney Ultimates line. I thought she came with two of the same hands. I thought this guy came with two of the same hands. I'm like, what are we doing here? That's not the case. He comes with all the hands, as well as an alternate head. This one's a little bit more PO'd. I dig that, but I like the stoic look myself. I think that's a little better for this type of character. Who is a samurai. Samurai's nothing without a sword. Now, is this the right kind of sword? It feels kind of short. I'm assuming it is, but this seems kind of short. Then he also has a spear. There you go. Very, very cool. That's your lot. I think that's enough. I would have liked a second fist. It's really my only gripe. That and this sword scabbard here can suck on these nuts. This thing was a pain in the arse to get in here. I had to heat up this armor, cool off the peg on this sword scabbard, and then kind of pull the armor over the peg after I was able to get it in there a little bit. So yeah, not a fun time whatsoever. That said, it does sheath correctly, at least. So there is that, but you can't really do nothing with this. It just kind of sticks back like that and looks kind of funky, but whatever. Gets the job done, I suppose. As far as his articulation is concerned, first of all, the likeness, pretty solid. But articulation-wise, he can look side to side, he can look up and down. I've not tried to pop this head off. It pops right off. Not very difficult at all. I was expecting that to be a bit more challenging, but it is not. So that's cool, I guess. Shoulders will rotate. These are connected to bands on the bicep, so they do rotate around a bit. He does have clicky shoulders, so they can move up that far. He's got a single jointed elbow that will bend about 90. He does have a bicep swivel as well as a swivel in the elbow and a swivel in the wrist with the wrong hinge for holding weapons. What are we doing here? This gauntlet's removable. I actually thought he was missing one, but he does have like a bracelet on this side, so I'm assuming that's correct. It just seems kind of weird, like a samurai warrior would have mismatched armor. His torso can rotate side to side. You don't have to worry about the legs, these straps on the legs, these armor plates here, because they are a separate belt entirely that is below the waist joint. That said, he doesn't get a whole lot of range. His hips will kick forward and back, though. It will kick out, back down. And this hip was a little loose on mine, but I was able to finagle it and get the joint twisted around so that it sits a little tighter there. So that's cool. He can kick forward and back as much as these will allow. He does have a thigh cut in there. Very stiff. He's got a single knee. That's also very stiff, so you gotta kind of work it! And then he does have a swivel below the knee, as well as a tried and true boot swivel, which, thank you, waiting for that. I think particularly in this line, I think he's the only one I have that has a boot cut. And then he has hinge in the foot with a rocker. And I think peg holes, yes, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So that is Master Yama. I'll have his full name in the title. In a nutshell, I like him quite a bit. He is cool. Figure of the year? Probably not, but who's to say? I'm sure he is for somebody. If you've been wanting to figure this character your whole life and they made it and it's not crap, well then guess what, sport? I got news for you. So, yep, I like this figure. I think he's cool. He's going right with my Conan stuff. I mean, where else is he going to go? The Mythic Legions? I guess he very well could, because they're releasing a bunch of, like, Japanese-inspired, Eastern, Chinese, whatever, characters in a future wave that's setting to hit probably late this year is the time this is being posted. So, with that being said, it is time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Yama alongside the only other Conan Ultimates I got from this past year. We have the quote-unquote recent Thulsa Doom with the much better likeness to the late and the great James Earl Jones, as well as the King Conan, who was released in a way all his own, if I'm not mistaken, if you want to count a throne as a figure anyways. And yeah, I think he scales quite nicely with these two. I imagine he's supposed to be a little shorter than they are, so this totally works. Getting them out of the way. So we can bring in our two regulars, the Mythic Legions Brother Mandibular. Right there. He held on to his mace this time. And the infamous 11 Spawn, who, if we don't count the pointy points on his helmet there, towers over everyone. So with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and out of the 4 figures in the most recent Conan the Barbarian Ultimates wave, I have to say that good old Yama here, if you didn't already have Conan in Thulsa Doom figures utilizing the same parts, that is probably the best, because he's a character we haven't had before, and up until this point it's mostly been Conan or Thulsa Doom variants, which I have no problem with that, but there's a lot of characters in this movie that still haven't been made yet, and I'm still holding out hope that they make the Andre the Giant character from Conan the Destroyer. So, with that being said, hope you you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.